I always drove Route 281 at night because deliveries paid better after midnight, and the quiet of the empty highway made the hours feel shorter. That night the sky was moonless, and the air was dry. The kind of darkness you don't see in cities. Thick and heavy. The road ahead had that deserted look that usually comforts you. But something about that stretch felt off, even before I saw the man running. I spotted him far away, a thin silhouette cutting across my headlights. At first I thought it was an animal, then a drunk. But the way he waved his arms told me he was terrified. His voice cracked when he yelled for help. An instinct made me stop, even while a part of me wished I hadn't. When he climbed into the truck, he slammed the door and locked it 3 times before leaning back like he'd just escaped drowning. His chest rose and fell in sharp bursts. Sweat and dust covered him. He kept asking if anything was following us. I told him no, but he didn't believe me. He said he'd been camping near an abandoned ranch because he liked photographing old structures at night. The ranch was supposed to be empty, but he woke up around 2 in the morning to soft footsteps circling his tent. They were too slow to be human, too steady to be an animal. When he shouted, the footsteps stopped for only a second before starting again, faster this time, like whoever it was wanted him to know it could move at any speed it wanted. He unzipped the tent and ran toward the fence line. He didn't dare look back because the footsteps matched his pace as if they were right at his heels. He said he could hear breathing slow, raspy, wrong. When he reached the open field, whatever followed him kept close, but stayed just out of sight. He ran until he saw the highway lights, hoping that vehicles would scare it off, but the sound never faded. I listened while trying to stay calm, but something about his story got under my skin. It was the look in his eyes. Fear like that doesn't come from imagination. His hands shook when he grabbed my arm and begged me not to stop again. I promised him I wouldn't, but then he told me to check the mirror. I didn't want to. Something inside me resisted. Still, I looked. The side mirror showed the usual darkness, but the shadow on the passenger side wasn't a shadow. It kept pace with us, gliding more than running. Long, stretched, wrong. When my headlights bounced on the asphalt, the thing didn't cast a shadow of its own. It just moved steadily, like it was testing how close it could get. The man started crying quietly. He told me that when he stopped running the first time, it nearly touched him. He felt something cold brush his shoulder, almost curious, almost playful, and he knew if it ever got a good grip on him, he wouldn't make it out. Whatever it was, it didn't attack like an animal. It stalked like something that understood fear and enjoyed shaping it. I pushed the truck faster. The engine groaned, but held. The shadow stayed beside us for longer than I could stand. Only when we reached the outskirts of the nearest town did it fall back. Not disappear, just drift into the sides of the road like it melted into the darkness, waiting for another chance. Under the gas station lights, the man still refused to step outside. He sat curled in the passenger seat, shaking. When I stepped out, the first thing I saw were long scratch marks down the truck's metal, deep and curved like something had dragged claws or fingers across it. I walked around the truck slowly. The scratches didn't follow a pattern. They looked like whatever made them had been testing the surface. Testing me. I checked the road behind us, but saw nothing except the edge of darkness retreating. When I returned to the door, the man was gone. I searched the lot, the restroom, even behind the dumpsters. Nothing. No footsteps. No signs of someone running off. He had vanished as if he'd stepped out and dissolved into the night. The passenger door was left open, swinging gently in the breeze. I called the sheriff, and he asked me to come in the morning. When I showed him the scratches, he stared too long before saying the wind probably did it. Nobody buys that. Later I talked to a mechanic who lived near that stretch of road. He said people see things out there, sometimes shapes that stay just outside the headlights, sounds that chase you even when there's nothing around. He said some nights the desert keeps souls that don't belong to Italiano. Other nights it sends something out to fetch more. I drove that road again a week later. Same darkness, same silence. And halfway through the route, I saw footprints on the asphalt bare, scattered, as if someone had been running for their life. They stopped in the middle of the road, and beside them, long drag marks like something crawled close, matching step for step. ... Subscribe and turn on the notification bell to uncover more hidden files, and stay updated with our weekly episodes.